to Nigeria becoming self-sufficient in the provision of sugar.
And the federal government has announced Monday 27th and Tuesday 28th of December 2021 and Monday the 3rd of January 2022 as public holidays to mark the Christmas, Boxing and New Year holidays. Confirming these dates, Minister of Interior Rauf Aregbesola felicitates with Christians and all Nigerians at home and in the diaspora on this year's Christmas and New Year celebrations. Emphasizing that peace and security are two critical conditions for economic development and prosperity, Aregbesola urges Nigerians not to be lured into a false sense of security on the COVID-19 pandemic, but to note that it is increasingly assuming a very dangerous and harmful dimension with the emergence of the virulent variant Omicron. He therefore enjoins all to adhere strictly to the stipulated non-pharmaceutical protocols and guidelines. Aregbesola assured that the government is put in place effective measures for the security of lives and property and expects Nigerians to support the efforts of security agencies by providing useful information that will assist them in the performance of their duties. The minister admonishes all citizens to remain focused and expresses confidence that 2022 will be a better year, wishing all Christians a happy Christmas and all come your way at 1 p.m. Thanks for watching. Good morning.
This is the network service of the NTA.
Hello, and a very warm welcome to another interesting edition of Lifelines with Mima. Thank you for joining us today. As some of you already know, Lifelines with Mima is here to help you treat everyday life issues. Like other clients, we have new clients in the house today with a very, very interesting and promising topic. I'm sure you want to know more, right? Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. With me now, I have our clients for today, Mr. and Mrs. Elias. Let's meet them. You're both highly welcome.
Thank you, Mima.
Thank you, Mom.
It's my
You're
pleasure.
welcome. Okay, madam. A few days ago, your husband came to us with some complaints about you. Now that you're here, I'd like him to repeat those complaints so that you can understand what we're dealing with.
You see this woman here, my wife? She is very wicked and mean. In short, if I had known that she had this kind of wicked spirit, I would not have married her, honestly speaking.
Oh.
I would not have married her. I have never contested her opinion this marriage. But she has made me a stranger in my own house. She has driven away all my siblings from the house. So I'm suspecting partiality.
This is a very serious issue. Madam, is this true?
Is there anything wrong? Me trying to have a peaceful home and trying to build my home to the best of my knowledge. There is nothing wrong in me guiding my husband right.
Okay, madam. But if I understand your husband correctly, he's saying that you've chased away all his people. You don't want to have anything to do with them. Have they done something bad to you?
Even my own mother, she know they got house now. She has driven her away. And my siblings, they have become distant from me. She will not let me travel home, and the children, she will not let them travel during festivity.
Sorry, sir. I'm sorry for you. I'm only trying to save you you and the kids from those witches and spiritual ritual killers that they kill people that they are successful in your village.
So it's only in your own village that nobody dies, ba? Or you are not calling my own people vampire and our own people that are angels. Can you imagine that? Just think of it.
Calm down, sir. Calm down. Calm down.
Mima, how about his family not coming to the house? I had to distance ourselves from the family because his siblings will come to the house. They will stretch their hands and their legs. They are waiting for who will come and serve them. I'm not their slave. They will be waiting for who will come and serve them. The most painful part is my mother-in-law, his mother. She always picks fault in every little thing. Quarrels.
Wow. This matter is more complicated than I thought. Let's get word from the streets about this. Don't go anywhere. Be right back.
Good afternoon, Mommy. Between a home, yeah, like between husband and wife inside house, who you think say make they attend the matter wey concern marriage?
The man not fall from tree. The woman not fall from tree. You not feel say na my people supposed come,
yes,
or my husband people supposed come.
Yes.
The parents supposed come anytime where they want.
It's the man that owns the house.
Okay.
He should have the much say. It
Okay.
should be like 70-30, man 70,
Okay.
woman 30%.
I believe in partnership.
Okay.
If a man and a woman should work together, that home will be so peaceful. Everything will go very well. Especially a woman that knows what she wants for her family.
Okay.
And I know every woman wants that. Woman wants her kids to grow well, to have the best of every single thing. Wants her husband to live well and have everything he wants. So I believe no family can work well without the woman having a say in the home.
The woman should have most say because she's the one that will take care of them when they come. She's the mother of the house.
Aspect of the issue to handle. It's not just that the husband now or someone from maybe we can find a way to merge that. Just come in and do what she wants. Okay. So I believe that the wife has maybe I can call it
as the wife, you are leaving your parents, you are coming to your husband's house. You know, normally if it's a wedding that is being happening in the church, they will ask you some questions.
Yes.
And everything you say you do.
Yes.
So if you say you do, even when your husband begin to cheat on you, you have done it. So to forgive is divine, you know. So you have to forgive your husband.
Welcome back. You're still watching Lifelines with Mima. We have clients in the house today, and it's a young couple dealing with issues that have to do with their in-laws from both sides. With me now in my situation room, I have my discussants. Let's get their opinions on this subject. You're all very welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you. Very happy once again.
You all look very good, actually.
Thank you as well to you. Look buffet in life.
Thank you. Okay, so let me start with Chile. What do you think about this matter?
Well, for me, I think some in-laws are fond of, trying, most especially having that competitive spirit towards the other in-law, coming to play a role in a family whereby if it happens that their brother is the big man of the house, you understand what I'm saying? Then they don't expect in-law coming from the woman's side to come and, have position or take things that belongs to their so-called big man brother. Why is he always like that?
And you notice something, when you have a rich man, right? Maybe the person in question is the richest in the whole family. Everything he doesn't do for his people is blamed on the wife. No, they'll say my brother is a very nice person. But now the wife know they let her give us money. Now the wife know they let her help us. They always blame the wives. Why should it be so? All right, Madam Becky, what do you think?
Well, the first question is how many people get along with in-laws? Being the couple, being the in-laws. We have two parties now. According to statistics, like 47% of in-laws confess how they get along with the couples after marriage. While the couples in turn, like 27% of them in the world news confesses how they get along with it. But if we think about how does the couple get along with each other on the aggregate, like 70% of couples will come out that on the long run, no, it didn't work because of one thing or the other. Researchers too, they did their own. Almost 400 couples in 1986 were followed, precisely 373. They were followed to find out what is going on in their marriages. In fact, I don't know how to put it, almost 400 of them, found out that it didn't work on the long run. Families, one talk or the other, will be coming. Almost all of them were saying the same thing.
What didn't work? Are you saying getting if you get along with your in-laws, will it make your marriage better or not?
Not really. According to that research, they further say that like 20% of marriages, like when the husband gets along with the bride, the wife's families, there's 20% increase of getting along well with each other. And how do I put it? Their marriage may last longer
when the husband gets along.
When the man of the marriage gets along with the wife's family.
Okay.
But when it comes to the wife getting along with the husband's family, 20% of possibility of divorce or the marriage collapsing on the increase.
Wow.
So why is that? I personally found out that when everything is supposed to get better, the issue comes mainly from husband's family most of the time, because they see you, the bride or the woman, as a stranger that comes to scatter us. At the end of the day, all the blames goes to the woman. But I think on the long run, the husband will be the one to shoulder the responsibilities of how to make everything perfect.
Okay. How about you, Malam? What do you think?
Thank you very much. You can see how quiet I has been. Of course, I've been watching the two bottles of dance, speaking what I will term as the two bottles of it. They are speaking Michelle Barbadash. Why did I say so? Reason being that we are Africans, first and foremost, we are Nigerians. If I marry in Nigeria, it marries a whole family.
Yes.
So it is a constitution that if I marry, for instance, it's by natural tendency. My mother-in-law, father-in-law, brother-in-law, all the laws will come and live with me.
Okay.
It's a normal thing. So you can at the bench of at the end of the century, you not say let's change it. Because you are married, it's just you and your wife. It will not work. You must, because for a sizable age of marriage in Africa, let's say from age 18 to age 40, you are expected to marry either male or female. Now you are marrying this your wife that you maybe courted for 2 years. You not say they should discard your family. It's not happening. So for the case they brought, the family should, in fact, they should build them a house in the house.
You can have your in-laws, but not all of them.
Let's
Are you having an empire as marriage, or you are having a marriage lifetime with your wife? No,
let's calm down. Let's calm
Your
down.
opinion is so unfair.
Let's calm down. Let's
If you are
calm down.
capable of marriage,
Your opinion is really unfair.
and if you are sick paraventure, you expect your family to stay out of
No, they can. Even if it's going to take one person, of course, I can't force it. Even if it's going to take one person to come, that is why we have the hospital. That is why we have the clinic.
Okay,
So
let's calm down. Let's calm down. Let Ngozi.
It's unfair. Your opinion is unfair.
It's okay. Let
me
Ngozi
say
speak.
something. The misconception of, everybody will say happy wife, happy life. I think that's a misconception. I think what it should be is happy spouse, happy house. Because when you don't, we're talking about spouse now, because you have to consider your husband, you have to consider your wife.
Yes.
Okay? In every situation you are in, any relationship, the two people must be happy in whatever they're doing. So when you now translate that to in-laws, everybody is welcome. But the in-laws, they should have some sense to come and stay 1 day, 2 days, 1 week. not pack all their loads because, like Mima and Chile says, my brother is rich or my sister married a rich man. Then, you know, came with all your problems. Then every day, young couple that are just barely a year old, and someone is knocking on their door.
Yes. What joined together.
And then in the first 2 years, they are meant to bond and get to know each other, or they are having.
Beginning to
yes,
know
they
when
are James Bond actually.
Yes.
You know, the statistics she brought forward was actually very enlightening about the relationship, or rather the dynamics of the relationship between the husband with the in-law and the wives and the in-laws. You see that there is a higher percentage of divorce or separation if the wife is in close proximity or has a good relationship with the in-laws.
You add another wife. There is a solution to that one.
It is actually.
You add another wife.
Yeah, what you have to ask yourself is why is that statistics like that?
Who wrote statistics? Is it not human beings?
Yes.
So what are we saying?
Human beings. That means these are people's experiences.
Okay, so let me intervene. Let me intervene. Now, the truth is that we are traditional Africans. That's the truth. And by our culture and how we live, in the past we used to say the whole village, a whole community that raises a child, meaning that your family doesn't even just stop at your in-laws, it even extends to all the people that live around you. So, but the thing is, with everything, too much of anything at all is bad. So there should be boundaries. Everything has to be planned and agreed. As long as there's an understanding. Yes. And then, of course, this particular case is so bad because even allowing the man send money to his own mother is a problem for her. Wow. This matter is more complicated than I thought. Don't go anywhere. Be right back. Thank you for staying with us. I still have Mr. and Mrs. Elias with me. Okay. Sir, I'm truly sorry on her behalf for this bad behavior. Okay? I want to apologize on her behalf. Sorry, sir.
Please, Mima, just help me talk to her. Just help me talk to her.
I
It's
will.
not that I don't know what to do.
I will.
I can handle this matter my own way. If we don't talk to her, and if she doesn't change, then the next time I'm going to... The next time you hear from me, you won't like what you would hear. In fact, I will throw out all those relatives out of the house. And I will send her out of the house. And I will cease the business I have started for her. I will make sure that I deal with the matter decisively.
You do no such thing.
You are mocking me, right?
You do
are
no
mocking me.
such
Okay,
thing.
Mima, you are here. Oh. Mark my words. Mark today. Read my lips. As I'm talking to you, look, Mima, what I will do, nobody will like me. You will not like me.
Calm down, sir.
You do no such thing. You're just a toothless lion.
Okay, now, wait. You will see. I will show you my real color. You don't know me. You think I'm a gentleman. Mima, I'm going to show you.
Please, sir, calm down.
Because I've been quiet.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir. Please calm down. Madam, please, I need your attention now. Right? This is no way to address your husband. Calling him names is very wrong. Please refrain from doing that. Okay, so before I talk to you, I want to ask you a question. I feel like there's more to this than you are telling. What is the real reason why you don't want these people around you? Could you tell us the true reasons?
Mima. I don't want what happened to my mother to happen to me.
I see.
My mother died a miserable death. Due to the problems my father's brothers, mother, and family gave her. She does not have a say. She doesn't have a life of her own. And there is this thing that I have never told anybody before. Even him, my husband, never knew about it.
Okay.
I was sexually molested when I was 10 years old by my father's brother.
I'm so sorry.
And when I told my father beats me.
Wow.
He called me names. He maltreated me. All because I reported his brother to him. I don't want that kind of a thing to happen to my children. That was why I don't want them close to my children. I don't want any of his family close to my children. All I'm doing, I'm only trying to protect my children and my life.
I understand. Sir, let me come back to you. How does this make you feel?
I don't know how to feel, but I don't know how to react. I don't know whether to hate her or to be angry or something. But she has never told me this. These are the kind of attitude I'm telling you about. She has never mentioned it to me before. How do you want me to solve the problem? She's supposed to bear everything to me. She has never told me anything. So I don't know whether to be angry with her or whether to be...
I'm only trying to protect my children and my life.
Madam, okay, so let me talk to you a little bit. Please calm down. Okay, I understand where you are coming from. But you need to understand that you have to stop comparing your father to your husband. Right? You have to let go. It's important that you let go. Of course, our experiences from our yesterday, when we are children, always comes to haunt us as adults. But we have a choice. And our choice should be whether to let it take away the joy in our lives or to push it away. I'm truly sorry you had to go through that. But your husband is a far cry from your father. He will protect you like he has been doing, and he will ensure that your children are safe. You need to trust him enough to do that for you. Okay? I know that it's not easy, so we are going to go into therapy for the both of you, especially you, madam, at least for a period of time, that we can help you deal with this pain and this burden that you've been carrying. Okay? I'm truly sorry, madam. Sir, please, let's forgive and let's work it out, okay? Madam, it's time for you to open your heart up and let your husband's family member get close to you. Right? You're a woman of faith, so you shouldn't be afraid of any spiritual attack, okay? They are safe and they'll be fine. Okay?
Thank you.
There you have it. Never judge a book by its cover. Before you question people's attitude, try to find out what the real issues are. Try to give them the benefit of doubt and try not to jump into conclusions prematurely. There's more after the break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you've missed out on quite a bit. But don't worry, you can catch all of it on our website, www.lifelineswithmima.com. Before we go, I'd like to leave a little something with you. The issue of how to treat and handle our in-laws has become an alarming one. And this is because we are copying or borrowing a culture that is not ours. Here in Africa, tradition says that when two people get married, it's two families that unite. And these two families that unite would then give culture, love, and tradition to the children that are born in between them. For that reason, let's go back to yesterday. Let's pull ourselves together. Let's relate with each other more. And let's understand that the extended family is not an enemy. From all of us here, and until we see you next time, always remember that you don't need to go through life's issues alone. You know why? Mima cares.
on Executive Discourse.
For me, loyalty is 100%. There's no 99.9% loyalty. And loyalty is not only when things are going on smoothly. Loyalty to me means walking in when others are walking out.
Welcome to Abuja, the place that unites Nigeria.
Who would like to drive in the rain?
It depends on the velocity of the rain.
This is the network service of the NTA.
Thank you for joining us on today's live broadcast of Senate Plenary. I am Ignatius Nkwo. Well, plenary has already commenced inside the Senate chamber. And then when the Senate reconvened, it went into a closed-door session. And then the Senate now came back, and the President of the Senate made explanations on what transpired during the closed-door session. But then on the other paper today, we have two major items that will be considered. One of them is the vehement request by Mr. President. The President had written to the Senate yesterday, being Tuesday, the 21st, requesting the approval of the legislators for environment in the 2021 budget. And then Senate also today has slated on the other paper to pass the 2022 appropriations bill, which has already been done by the House of Representatives yesterday. But then we have with us here Chairman Senate Committee on Rules and Business, who will tell us especially on what the Senate has resolved in their closed-door session. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I know that on the other paper today, just two items, and which I've already highlighted: environment, consideration of presidential request for environment, and then passing 2022 budget. Now, the Senate went into a closed-door session when it reconvened and then came back. Now, can you tell Nigerians your resolutions inside the closed-door session?
Yeah, it's simple. Just like the Senate President announced, we were looking at the electoral bill, which the President did not assent to. So our position is very clear. You know, this, whether we are going to agree or we are going to veto and overrule, will be dependent on the two houses. You are aware. We all have to agree together. And unfortunately, the House of Reps have gone on recess already. So they've done nothing about it. And whatever we do here might not really hold ground. So we too, we think that it's wise, based on our standing orders and constitutional provision, we have to wait till, you know, we resume in January before we come back to that. So essentially, that's what we have discussed, and we all agreed that we'll wait till January. Right now, it's just the budget and the environment that is our priority. After that, we go on recess.
Okay. Apart from your colleagues in the House of Representatives, are there other stakeholders that you've resolved to consult within this period?
Well, it is politics. It's about consultation. But for us, as far as lawmaking is concerned, our interest is to be sure we follow the Constitution and we follow our rules, which is both the House and the Senate will have to take common decision on what we think we should do on this Electoral Act.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Well, now we'll take you straight to the chamber to follow the consideration of the environment and the 2022 appropriations bill.
Amendment to the motion, sir.
Distinguished colleagues, amendment to the motion. Okay, leader.
So, President, I'm sorry. I rise to move a motion again that the Senate do resolve into the Committee of Supply to consider the President's request for environment. I so move.
That's what you did. Okay, Minority.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise to second the motion as moved by the Senate leader. I so second.
Okay, thank you very much. Distinguished colleagues, those in favor of the motion that the Senate resolves into Committee of Supply to consider the environment request of Mr. President, since CCI, those against saying it as have.
This setup, demand. Do we now have power for that? Is there now? That top camera, we have power there now. Or are still using battery? Do we have camera power on that top camera?
One is coming on.
It's one.
I'm not here. I hope all of us have the two-page document, Schedules 1 and 2. The sum of 200, that the sum of 200, sorry? That the sum of 276 billion 757 million 232,395 naira for Schedule 1 stand as part of the schedule. Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Schedule 2 on page 2, that the sum of 365 billion naira stand as part of the schedule, Schedule 2. Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, my highly respected and distinguished colleagues, I rise to move a motion that the chair reports progress. I so move.
Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise to second the motion as moved by the Senate Leader. I so second. Thank you.
Thank you. Those in favor of the motion that the Senate reverse the plenary for the chair to report progress, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Yeah. Distinguished colleagues, the Senate in the Committee of Supply considered the environment and approved as follows. 276 billion 757 million 232,395 naira as Schedule 1 as recommended. Schedule 2 365 billion naira as recommended. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole or Committee of Supply? Thank you. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, my highly respected and distinguished colleagues, the second order of the day is the presentation and consideration of the report of the Committee on Appropriations on the 2022 Appropriation Bill 2021. Distinguished senators will recall that the bill was referred to the committee on Wednesday, 13th October 2021. Mr. President, we wish to invite distinguished Senator Barrow Jibrin, Chairman of the Committee on Appropriation, to move the motion for the presentation and consideration of the report.
Distinguished Senator Jibrin Barrow, Chairman, Committee on Appropriations, Kano North.
Thank you, Mr. President. I am Senator Barrow Jibrin. I represent Kano North. Mr. President, I stand to move that this August Senate do receive and consider the report of the Committee on Appropriations on the 2022 Appropriation Bill 2021, SB 829. Mr. President, I so move.
You may proceed, please. Sorry, we need someone to second it. Wow. Very distinguished Senator Princess Stella Odwa.
Thank you, Mr. President. Dear colleagues, my name is Stella Adeze Odwa, and I represent Anambra North. Mr. President, dear colleagues, I wish to second the motion that the Senate do receive and consider the report of the Committee on Appropriation on 2022 Appropriation Bill 2021 SB 829. I so submit.
Thank you. Distinguished colleagues, those in favor of the motion that the Senate do receive and consider the report of the Committee on Appropriations on the 2022 Appropriation Bill 2021, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Chairman, you may lead the report, please. Mr. Chairman, you may present the report, please.
Mr. President of the Senate, distinguished colleagues, I stand to submit the report of the Senate Committee on Appropriations on the 2022 Appropriation Bill SB 829. Introduction. The 2020 Appropriation Bill was presented and laid before a joint sitting of the National Assembly on Thursday, the 7th of October 2021, by the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR. The budget is Christian budget of economic recovery and sustainability. The bill contains estimates of revenue and expenditure of Federation for the 2022 fiscal year in aggregate sum of 16 trillion 391 billion 23 million 917,692 naira only, and was made up of 1. Statutory transfer 768.275 billion. Debt service 3.9 trillion. Recurrent non-debt expenditure 6 trillion 0.829 billion. Capital expenditure 4.891 trillion. Mr. President, let's take action that took place. The Senate debated on the general principle of the bill on Tuesday, the 12th day to Wednesday, 13 October 2021, read it the second time and consequently refer same to the committee for further legislative action. In view of the short time of 4 weeks given to the committee to process the bill and report back to the Senate, a work plan was drawn to guide the processing of the bill, which was approved by the National Assembly leadership. The committee engaged the chairman of the subcommittees on Monday, 18 October 2021, on the approved calendar. Relevant guidelines were provided to them for the processing of the bill and were urged to strictly adhere to it in order to ensure a seamless process. In line with the Senate Standing Order 92, subsection 4, subcommittees were given both the hard and soft copies of the schedules of the budgetary proposal under their jurisdictions for detailed consideration. In the same vein, the subcommittees, on conclusion of their works on the 2022 budget engagement through defense with MDAs under their jurisdictions, submitted and defended their reports before the African Committee from Wednesday, the 10th day of November to Friday, the 6th day of November 2021. Most of the subcommittees complained for inadequate provision of funds, decline budgetary allocation to the MDAs under their jurisdictions. Revenue projection for 2022 budget. In preparing this budget report, the committee relied on the medium-term expenditure frameworks through fiscal strategy paper approved by the National Assembly as shown below. I don't need to read that, as I has clearly stated in the report. The highlight of the 2022 appropriation bill. The 2022 appropriation bill contains the following highlights. Aggregate expenditure, 17.126 trillion. Statutory transfer, 869 billion. Recorded expenditure, 6.9 trillion. Capital expenditure, 5.4 trillion. Debt service, 3.8 trillion. Observation and recommendation. The committee, while processing the bill, observed the following. 1. special intervention as a result of increase in oil price benchmark from $57 to $62 per barrel. 2, provision of more funds to critical sectors to enable them to execute most of their core mandates. 3, that there will be more stimulation of the economy with more capital expenditure that will provide more infrastructural development in the country. 4, an increase in revenue that shall accrue to government-owned enterprises, GOEs, as a result of an independent report received from the investigation carried out on them by the Senate and House Committees on Finance. 5, the deficit was increased by 98 billion to include some other requests made by the executive arm of government to take care of some projects of national importance which were not provided in the submitted budget estimate and could not be covered by the increase in revenue. Recommendations. 1, the increase in oil benchmark from $57 per barrel to $62 per barrel to reflect the current market value in the international market. 2, the committee recommends that the additional revenues discovered should be provided to the following agencies that forwarded their request for more funding for very critical projects: Works and Housing, Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, for the 2023 general elections, Defense, and the National Population Commission, NPC, for the 2022 population census. 3, a 98 billion naira increase in deficit should be approved to take care of some of the additional requests from the executive arm of government. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, having thoroughly examined the reports and recommendations of the subcommittees on appropriations, the committee hereby recommends the consideration and approval of the bill for an act to authorize the issue from the Consolidated Fund of the Federation of the sum of 17 trillion 126 billion 873 million 917,692 naira only, of which 869 billion 667 million 187,542 naira only is for statutory transfers. 3 trillion 879 billion 952 million 981,550 naira only, and 50 naira only is for debt service. 6 trillion 909 billion 849 million 788,737 naira only is for recurrent non-debt expenditure, while the sum of 5 trillion 467 billion 403 million 959,863 naira only is for contribution to development for capital expenditure for the year ending on 31st day of December 2022. Conclusion. On behalf of the Appropriations Committee, Mr. President, I wish to thank the Senate President, the entire leadership of the Senate, the chairman and membership of our subcommittees for their cooperation and understanding in timely processing of this bill. Thank you, Mr. President. I so submit.
Any comments? Leader of the Senate, we can go to, no, hold on. You can go to the committee. Yeah, Committee of Supply.
Mr. President, my highly respected and distinguished colleagues, I rise to move a motion that this distinguished chamber resolve in the Committee of Supply to consider the report of the Senate Committee on Appropriations on the 2022 Appropriation Bill, Senate Bill 829. I so move.
Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise to second the motion as moved by the Senate Leader. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, those in favor of the motion that the Senate resolves into Committee of Supply to consider the report clause by clause, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it.
It's quiet. Let's put some ambience. Get it?
It's not quiet, just mute it.
There's some quiet now.
Even in the ambience, there's nothing.
Okay, he wants to stop.
Distinguished colleagues, we start from page 2. We start with the schedule. Those in favor, Schedule 1, no, Schedule Part A, share of Federation revenues, total share of Federation revenues is 5,318,355,490 naira. Those in favor that this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Schedule Part B, independent revenues. Total independent revenues is 1,816,217,091,424 naira only. Those in favor that this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes. Schedule Part C, dividends. Total dividends. Total dividends is
Just avoid these. But let's be careful when he's going to start talking. Well, the Senate, having received the report of the 2022 Appropriations Bill and an explanation from the Chairman Senate Committee on Appropriations, has now commenced consideration of the items.
Distinguished colleagues, we'll go back to page 2, please. We'll start all over again. We have noticed some missing information. So we start from page 2 of the report. Schedule revenues. Share of federation revenues, independent revenues, dividends, aids and grants, special funds and accounts receipts, government-owned enterprises, net of operating surplus, and others. Aggregate revenues is 10,740,803,831,543 naira. Those who vote that this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay. Expenditures. Statutory transfers, debt service sinking fund, recurrent non-debt expenditure, capital expenditure, and others. Aggregate expenditure is 17,126,873,917,692 naira only. Those who vote that this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Surplus stroke deficit is a total of 6,386,070,086,149 naira. Those who vote that this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Financing items, debt financing, asset sales and privatization, multilateral, bilateral project-tied loans. Aggregate financing items stands at 6,386,070,086,149 naira only. Those who vote that this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Schedule Part A, share of federation revenues. Federal government share of main pool, federal government share of VAT pool. Total share of federation revenues stands at 5,318,355,490 naira only. Those who vote that this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Schedule Part B, independent revenues. Tax revenues, non-tax revenues, operating surplus. Total independent revenues is 1,816,217,091,424 naira only. Those who vote that this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Schedule Part C, dividends. NLNG, Bank of Industry BOI, total dividends 195 billion 716 million 305,950 naira only. Those in favor that this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. Schedule Part D, aid and grants. Aid and grants, foreign aid, grant in cash. Total aid and grants is 63 billion 376 million 918,168 naira only. Those who are at this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. Schedule Part E, special levies and accounts. Transfers to CRF, CDF. Special levies and accounts. Special levies and accounts. Special accounts. Total special levies and accounts is 300 billion naira. Those who are at this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. Schedule Part F, government-owned enterprises. Government-owned enterprises, GOEs operating surplus, 80% of which is captured in independent revenue. The total GOE's revenue net of operating surplus is 1,728,389,000. 1 trillion, I take that again, 1,728,278,788 naira only. Those who vote at this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. Schedule Part G, others. Education tax, state fund, signature bonus, renewals, domestic recoveries and assets and fines, share of oil price royalty. Total others is 710 billion 730 million 172,190 naira only. Those who vote that this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. Schedule Part H, statutory transfers. National Judicial Council, Niger Delta Development Commission, Universal Basic Education, National Assembly Office, Senate, House of Representatives, National Assembly Service Commission, Legislative Aids, PSC, Public Accounts Committee, Senate, PSC, House of Representatives, General Services, National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, NILS, Service-wide vote, Office of Retired Clerks and Permanent Secretaries, Appropriation Committee Department, Senate, Appropriation Committee Department, House. Total National Assembly, 139 billion naira. Those who are at this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. Public Complaints Commission, Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, National Human Rights Commission, Northeast Development Commission, Basic Health Care Fund, National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI. Total statutory transfers is 869 billion 667,187,542 naira. Those who are at this time part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. Schedule Part 1, debt service. Debt service, domestic debts, foreign debts, subtotal of debts is 3 trillion 609,241,188,415 naira only. Those in favor that this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Sinking fund to retire maturity loans, subtotal 270,711,703,135 naira only. Those in favor that this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Total debt service 3,879,952,981,515 naira. Those in favor that this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Page 5. Schedule Part J. Recurrent non-debt expenditure. Ministry, department, and agency. Executive, Presidency, Defense, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Ministry of Interior, Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Auditor General for the Federation, Federal Ministry of Police Affairs, Federal Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy, National Security Advisor, Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Federal Ministry of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs, Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment, Federal Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, Federal Ministry of Transport, Federal Ministry of Aviation, Federal Ministry of Power, Federal Ministry of Petroleum Resources, Federal Ministry of Mines and State Development, Federal Ministry of Works and Housing, National Salaries, Incomes and Wages Commission, Fiscal Responsibility Commission, Federal Ministry of Water Resources, Federal Ministry of Justice, Independent Corrupt Practices and Related Offences Commission, Federal Capital Territory Administration, Federal Ministry of Niger Delta Headquarters, Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development, Federal Ministry of Women Affairs, Federal Ministry of Education, Federal Ministry of Health, Federal Ministry of Environment Headquarters, National Population Commission, Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, subtotal executive 3,855,164,386,219 naira only. Those in favor that this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay. Federal executive bodies, Code of Conduct Bureau, Code of Conduct Tribunal, Federal Character Commission, Federal Civil Service Commission, Police Service Commission, Revenue Mobilization, Allocation, and Fiscal Commission. Subtotal Federal executive bodies is 10,838,838,073 naira only. Those who feel that this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay. Government-owned enterprises 1,084,026,783,067 naira only. Those who feel that this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Pension, gratuities, and retirees' benefits. Total allocation 577,868,757 naira only. Those who are at this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. We're on page 6 now. Office of the Head of Civil Service Civilian Pension is 46,466,585,167 naira only. Those who are the distance part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. Military pensions and gratuities, DMP. Pensions, expected retirees, death benefits, administrative charges, pension running cost, medical retirees, arrears of gratuities January 2019 to December 2021. Arrears of pensions January 2019 to December 2021. Arrears of death benefits January 2019 to December 2021. Arrears of pensions as a result of consequential adjustment on pensions April 2019 to April 2021 is 237,777,188,864 naira only. Those who are at this time part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. NHIS military retirees. NHIS military retirees, including arrears, is 3,571,846,330 naira only. Those who are at this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. DIA civilian staff pension and gratuities. Pension, gratuity, administrative charges, including verification, is 540,770,299 naira only. Those who are at this time part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. Police pensions and gratuities. Pensions, pension running cost, unfunded liabilities is 9,056,565,892 naira only. Those in favor that this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. Customs, Immigration and Prisons Pension Office. Pensions, pension running cost, unfunded liabilities is 9,460,976,361 naira only. Those who vote that this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. Universities pension, including arrears, pensions is 15,537,657,501 naira. Those who vote that this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. Parastatals pension and railway pensions. Pension is 30,502,699,595 naira only. Those who are at this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. Department of State Security pensions, including arrears, gratuity, death benefits, is 12,146,093,389 naira only. Those who are at this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. Nigeria Intelligence Agency pensions and dependents benefits, pension running cost, establishment of NIA pension is 9,791,192,224 naira only. Those who vote at this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. NEMCO, NEMCO pensions and arrears, pension running cost is 19,144,170,022 naira only. Those who were at this stands part of the Schedule CI, those against any that. Other pensions, arrears of pension liabilities, defunct, privatized agencies pension, payment into redemption fund, pension protection fund, benefits of retired heads of service and permanent secretaries and professors, severance benefits to retired heads of government agencies and parastatals, entitlements of former presidents and heads of state and vice presidents to chief of general staff is 183,866,443,112 naira only. Those who are at this stands part of the Schedule CI, those against any that side. Other service-wide votes, payment of outstanding death benefit to civil servants and police. Group life, excuse me. Group life assurance for all MDS, including DSS, insurance of sensitive asset, corpus plus administration monitoring, public service wage adjustments for MDS, including arrears of promotion and salary increases, and payment of severance benefits and minimum wage related adjustments. Military operations, Lafia, Dole, and other operations of the armed forces, settlement of MDS electricity bill debts, IEPs, capturing and monitoring, margin for increases in cost and recurrent adjustment costs, presidential amnesty program reintegration of transformed ex-militants, service-wide training of budget and planning officers on gift-means budget preparation system, as well as monitoring and evaluation of all projects nationwide, National Social Investment Program NSIP recurrent, contingency recurrent, international sporting competitions, TSA operations, Employee Compensation Act, Employees Compensation Fund, contributions to international organizations, Gavi stock immunization, Police Operations Fund, Hazard Allowance for Health Workers, Enhanced Allowance for the Nigeria Police, National Poverty Reduction with Growth Strategy, FGN commitment including NSIP upscaling is 1,381,867,592,621 naira. Those who are at distance, part of the Schedule CI, those against saying the ayes have it. Total CRF charges 1,959,789,781,378 naira only. Those who are at distance, part of the Schedule CI, those against any that is. Total recurrent non-debt is 6,999,848,737 naira only. Those who are at distance, part of the Schedule CI, those against any that is. We are on page 8, Schedule Part K, Capital Expenditure. Executive, Presidency, Defense, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Ministry of Interior, Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Auditor General for the Federation, Federal Ministry of Police Affairs, Federal Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy, National Security Advisor, Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Federal Ministry of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs, Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment, Federal Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, Federal Ministry of Transport, Federal Ministry of Aviation, Federal Ministry of Power, Ministry of Petroleum Resources, Ministry of Mines and Steel Development, Federal Ministry of Works and Housing, National Salaries, Incomes and Wages Commission, Fiscal Responsibility Commission, Federal Ministry of Water Resources, Federal Ministry of Justice, Independent Corrupt Practices and Related Offences Commission, Federal Capital Territory Administration, Federal Ministry of Niger Delta Headquarters, Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development, Federal Ministry of Women Affairs, Federal Ministry of Education, Federal Ministry of Health, Federal Ministry of Environment Headquarters, National Population Commission, Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development. Subtotal executive is 2,747,709,226,423 naira only. Those who voted this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay. Federal executive bodies, Code of Conduct Bureau, Code of Conduct Tribunal, Federal Character Commission, Federal Civil Service Commission, Police Service Commission, Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission. Subtotal for the executive bodies is 3,184,000,000. No, it's 3 billion. Sorry, I take that again. Federal executive bodies is 3,184,675,754 naira only. Those who vote at this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay. Government-owned enterprises, multilateral and bilateral loan-funded projects is 1,34,721,932,018 naira only. Those who vote at this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Multilateral, bilateral loan-funded projects is 1,155,823,207,500 naira only. Those who vote at this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Capital supplementation. Page 9. FGN Special Intervention Program, Social Housing Family Homes Fund, Nigeria Youth Investment Fund, counterpart funding for donor-supported programs, including Global Fund, payment of local contractors, debt and other liabilities, Galaxy Backbone, Give Me's and EP's Capital, OSAP SDGs, SDG Projects 1, OSAP SDGs, SDG Projects 2, OSAP SDGs, SDG Projects 3, recapitalization of development finance institutions, zonal intervention projects, head of service, federal government staff housing loans board, subscription to shares in international organizations, national development plans, federal ministry of finance, budget and national planning, adjustment to capital cost, contingency capital, grants and donor-funded projects, Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council, PEC, provision for the refund of 2 tranches of NHIS deductions, refund of borrowed funds from the education tax pool, TED fund, transfer to hyperdeck, special intervention capital agencies, national poverty reduction with growth strategy FGN commitment, including NSIP upscaling, restructuring and recapitalization of NIPOST, recapitalization of MOFI, National Assembly Library building ongoing, hosting of conference of speakers of African Parliaments, COSAP, NAS liabilities, NAS e-library, NAS dashboard, constitution review, special intervention projects. Total capital supplementation is 525,964,918,168 naira only. Those who are at this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay. Total capital expenditure is 5,467,403,959,863 naira only. Those who are at this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay. aggregate expenditure 17 trillion 126 billion 873 million 917,692 naira only. Those in favor that this stands part of the schedule say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. We go to the clauses, and there are 14 of them. The clauses are, they start from page 1. We'll go back to page 1. Those in favor that clause 1 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that clause 2 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that clause 3 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that clause 4 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that clause 5 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that clause 6 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that clause 7 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that clause 7 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that clause 8 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that clause 8 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that clause 9 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that clause 10 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that clause 11 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that clause 12 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that clause 13 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that clause 14 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that the long title, which is on page 0, the first page, stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Leader of the Senate. Oh, okay. Senator Goji.
Mr. President. Oh.
Mr. President, thank you, Mr. President. I just want to draw the attention of the Senate to just conclude approve clause 13, which was already amended yesterday. So we have to reconcile the two. 13 was amended yesterday, clause 13.
What we amended yesterday was for budget 2021. Yes. Yeah, this one. Yeah. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, my highly respected and distinguished colleagues, I rise to move the motion that the chair reports progress. I so move.
Thank you, Mr. President. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, those in favor of the motion moved by the distinguished Senate leader and seconded by the very distinguished minority leader that the Senate reverse the plenary for the chair to report progress, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Distinguished colleagues, the Senate in the Committee of Supply considered the report of the Committee on Appropriations on the Appropriation Bill 2022 and approved as follows. Schedule Part A as recommended, Schedule Part B as recommended, Schedule Part C as recommended, Schedule Part D as recommended, Schedule Part E as recommended, Schedule Part F as recommended, Schedule Part G as recommended, Schedule Part H as recommended, Schedule Part 1 as recommended, Schedule Part Schedule Part I as recommended, Schedule Part J as recommended, Schedule Part K as recommended, aggregate expenditure as recommended, Clause 1 to 13 as recommended, short title as recommended, long title as recommended, explanatory memorandum as recommended. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of Supply? Thank you. Leader of the Senate.
My highly respected and distinguished colleagues, I rise to move a motion that this bill be read the third time. I so move.
Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, those in favor of the motion that this bill be now read the third time, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, a bill for an act authorize the issue from the Consolidated Revenue Fund of the Federation the total sum of 17,126,873,917,692 naira only, of which 667,107,542 naira only is for statutory transfers. 3,879,952,981,550 naira only is for debt servicing. 6,909,788,737 naira only is for recurrent non-debt expenditure, while the sum of 5,467,403,959,863 naira only is for contribution to the Development Fund for capital expenditure for the year ending on the 31st December 2022, SB 829, third reading.
Distinguished colleagues, a bill for an act to authorize the issue from the Consolidated Revenue Fund of the Federation the total sum of 17,126,873,917,692 naira only, of which 86,667,187,542 only is for statutory transfers. 3,879,952,981,550 naira only is for debt service. 6,909,849,788,737 naira only is for recurrent non-debt expenditure, while the sum of 5,467,403,959,863 naira only is for contribution to the Development Fund for capital expenditure for the year ending on the first day of December 2022. Third reading taken, and the bill is hereby passed. Congratulations to the entire Senate. Let me commend our committees, all our special and standing committees, for working so hard to enable us once again, back to back, pass the budget before the Christmas break. This is one of our great legacies by the grace of God, bringing back the budget cycle to that desirable and predictable January to December budget cycle. We promised Nigerians in 2019 that this Senate and indeed the National Assembly will bring back that cycle of the budget so that our economy is better influenced and supported. We thank Almighty God for making it possible for us to achieve that in 2020, 2021, and 2022 budget. That we have done this, we are not alone in it. The executive has also shown commitment, willingness, and the capacity to work with us at our own speed to ensure that the budget is passed before Christmas. Let me also commend this Senate for standing tall in commitments that otherwise some would have thought impossible. This year, we are rounding the year on a very high note. We thank God for that. We have passed the Petroleum Industry Bill, now an act, something that could not be passed for over 20 years. We passed, of course, we passed the supplementary appropriation of 2021 as well to enable the executive, particularly this administration, fund the security agencies as well as provide some resources to fight the COVID-19 pandemic. We have also passed the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria Amendment Bill, something that is going a long way to ensure that those who want to cheat the Bill of Nigeria through going through AMCON are not given that opportunity to do so. That will save Nigerians from those kind of criminal tendencies. But we also recently passed the Climate Change Bill, and Mr. President has signed. And in fact, all these bills that I've mentioned, Mr. President has signed them. These are great achievements that this Senate promised to Nigerians that will do them because they are fundamental and strong pillars of our legislative agenda. Today, by the grace of God, we have passed the budget for 2022. And that is a huge, very big milestone, very historic, and this is something that we are supposed to ensure that as long as we are in this Senate, up to our tenure, that we pass the budgets as regularly as we have established. Let me also say that we passed the so much sought after electoral amendment bill, but we know that there are some reservations raised by Mr. President, and we have stood down, work on it, to await when we will reconvene together with our colleagues from the House of Representatives so that we look at the issues raised, and then as a National Assembly, we address the situation in whatever way is appropriate. I believe that this National Assembly, and particularly this Senate, has done so much, and like the lizard, if we have to wait for too long, maybe nobody will say we did a lot, but I am sure that this Senate, and indeed the National Assembly, has done so much in the area of legislation. In fact, critical legislative interventions. Finally, I want to once again commend Nigerians for showing patience, and of course, we enjoy the advice. I will continue to urge that the National Assembly, this legislature, is for you Nigerians. It doesn't belong to anybody else. It's not for us, members of the National Assembly. So every Nigerian is supposed to support the National Assembly in whatever way possible to make it stronger, to make it better, to make it more productive. Where we are found short, please let us know and show us the way. Where we have done what should be applauded, please give us the credit. Give us the credit so that we are encouraged to continue to do those things that will make Nigeria better. One promise we stand by is that this Senate is going to be the Senate that will work for Nigerians, and we are not going to get tired in that direction. We will continue to do that by the grace of God. And of course, Nigerians, this is your legislature. This is your legislature. And you need to develop it, make it develop faster than the executive arm of government. The executive arm of government is already probably overdeveloped. So what you need to do is to make sure that the legislature is developed faster than it is developing. Lastly, I want to also commend all those people who have shown interest in what we do. When we call for public hearings, please attend them. Don't wait until after we pass our bills, then you go and start criticizing us. Attend the public hearings where your views can be carried along, where your opinions will matter and make a difference. So many Nigerians, civil society organizations have demonstrated that willingness. I want to encourage such organizations and individuals to continue to be part and parcel of our journey, of our story, of this march to making Nigeria great and better. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, my highly respected and distinguished colleagues, having come to the conclusion of this session and the exhaustion of the...
Leader, we will adjourn for 1 hour. 1 hour, because we need to pass the votes and proceedings. Otherwise, all these things we have done. Yes, 1 hour. Okay, are you sure 1 hour is enough? Sunny, 1 hour is enough. 1 hour. So we come back at 2. Let's come back at 2 p.m. Leader, we adjourn and come back 2 p.m.
So, Mr. President, my highly respected and distinguished colleagues, having come this far and exhausted all the items on our order paper and having graciously passed the 2022 budget, I rise to move a motion that this distinguished chamber do adjourn for a period of 1 hour and resume at 2 o'clock to pass the vote and proceedings so that we can conclude our work for this year. I so move.
Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, those in favor of the motion that the Senate adjourns for 1 hour, we return at 2 p.m. Say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The Senate is hereby adjourned until 2 p.m. prompt.
Well, Senate has passed the 2022 budget of 17.1 trillion naira, just as the House of Representatives did yesterday, the same figure. And then Senate has also approved President Muhammadu Buhari's request for a virement of 276.7 billion naira, which the President says is to help to fund critical infrastructures in 2021 budget. The Senate had earlier resolved to take a stand on the Electoral Act Amendment Bill January after consultations with the House of Representatives and its constituents. Well, the Senate has now adjourned today's plenary to reconvene by 2 o'clock so that they will be able to come back and then adopt the votes and proceedings of the day before it will now adjourn eventually for the Christmas and New Year holidays. I am Ignatius Nkwo. On behalf of my outside broadcast crew here, enjoy the rest of our programs.
to Abuja, the place that unites Nigeria.
This week on Executive Discuss.
For me, loyalty is 100%. There's no 99.9% loyalty. And loyalty is not only when things are going on smoothly. Loyalty to me means walking in when others are walking out.
Sitting is a natural thing to do as humans on a daily basis, whether in the office, at our various businesses, or while commuting from one point to another.
I sit 2 or 3 hours in my office, depending on the job I have on my table.
I do resume work by 9 o'clock, so 9 till 3. You be sitting either you do one patient job to another because we make dentures.
Sometimes when you're in the court, the court starts by 9, and sometimes the session takes up to 3 hours or 4 hours, and you sit through.
During the course of a day's activity, sitting is a must. While sitting itself is not bad, prolonged sitting, experts says, can shorten one's lifespan.
Sitting down makes you sedentary. When you're sedentary, that means that there's very little motion. You may say, after all, you're moving your hands and all that, but the human system is such that movement is supposed to circulate around all parts of the body, the blood system. And so when you are seated for too long, that motion, that circulation of blood is slow. And as it slows, it affects other functions of the body. Your brain, because the blood supply to your head is reduced. You even hear about people stroking in the office. They were seated and they just wanted to stand up and they stroke because blood hasn't circulated sufficiently to the brain. You know, it brings about cramps, arthritis, diabetes, even hypertension. And recently, to our surprise, it brings about mental problems. Because somebody that is sedentary, you're on the computer, and you don't socialize, you become antisocial, so you're psychologically affected. So, I mean, the hazards of prolonged sitting cannot be overemphasized. Besides exercising at home before getting to work, while at work, I try, like I said, to be up every 45 minutes. If you look to the left side of my office there, you can see that my intercom, which is supposed to be in most organizations, people have it on their table, on their desk. You know, I don't have mine on my desk, not because I wouldn't want to, but it forces me each time it rings to stand up. You know, if you look around my mobile devices, my telephones, my iPad, you won't find them on my table, except I'm taking a call or maybe attending to a message. You know, each time it calls for attention, I have to stand up.
Prolonged sitting, especially in a wrong position, can also lead to brain damage, strained neck, back problems, muscle degeneration, hip problems, leg disorder, amongst others.
Well, currently, I try not to exceed 45 minutes. Why? Yeah, because I discovered in the past that prolonged sitting was not very good for my health. You know, besides what we read and what our doctors tell us, I discovered that one, my belly was becoming distended, you know, kind of bloated, and I wasn't feeling generally well. You know, at the end of the day, I'll feel fatigued, I'll have leg cramps, and my brain I wasn't alert, you know, but when I now went into a little research with medical advice and adjusted my schedule in such a way that I'm not sedentary for more than 45 minutes. When I mean sedentary, I mean seated. So I ensure that I am up maximum of every 45 minutes.
I don't think that this conventional idea of going up and down, doing what you ought to do, stresses one so much. I think sitting down so much can stress one. God gave us all these, legs, hands, and all that to enable us move about, and not to stand or sit still.
It is a desire of everyone to live a healthy and qualitative life. So, if you want to live longer, remember that prolonged sitting is not a status symbol, but a harmful habit.
Wouldn't like to drive in the rain.
It depends on the velocity of the rain.
Agebenu Omoha is a graduate of Benue State Polytechnic, Ubokolo, from the Department of Graphic Art. He is very passionate about his work and has made it a point of duty to add value to young and aspiring artists. He goes from school to teach different aspects of art expression.
This batik is being produced. The batik you see people wear, like the Yorubas and the Cameroonians wear most of the time, how they produce them. This is the processes on how they go about it. Like what you can see here are the materials. This is the one we melted. The reason why we melt this one is because there are some places you don't want a dye to absorb on the fabric. So you apply the wax on the fabric to make sure that the dye don't penetrate that place. That is the reason why we use the candle wax. As for the rest, they go together, but the candle wax stands alone. And for the brush you are seeing here, you can use the brush to use in making designs on the fabric. I'll spray the fabric and then we'll begin to apply the candle wax on the fabric. To dry for about 5 minutes, and then we'll prepare the dye stuff before we can dye it. Now this is the warm water that we're going to mix our dye chemicals in before dyeing. You don't have to allow the water to boil very well, because if it boils and it's very hot, when you dip this fabric in it, it will melt the wax away. And then these are the dye stuff. We have two colors, one color, they are both green. So you pour everything in the water. Mix everything in the water. So the next thing you do now is to soak the fabric in the dye stuff that's already prepared. We are now soaking it. the white area? That is the area of the candle wax. The candle did not allow the dye stuff to penetrate. So rinse it in this normal water. The reason why I'm going to rinse it is because of the caustic soda. If you don't rinse it, that caustic soda, if you use it and sew any cloth and then you put it on, when the sun becomes very high, you begin to itch your body. So that is the reason why I'm going to rinse it in this normal water.
Drive in the rain?
It depends on the velocity of the rain.
It's a new week for me to resume my Tata 4 duties right here on Entertainment Gist. Welcome to the show. My name is Simeon Sunday. Who missed me? Yes, you missed me, right? I missed myself as well. Welcome to the show. And talking about entertainment gist, a lot has actually happened in the world of our favorite entertainers, from new music to new albums to new music videos and new awards. Wizkid released a song featuring Tems titled Essence, and just recently the song was certified gold in the United States of America. And just recently it was announced that the song has just been certified platinum. And what this literally means is the song has sold over 600,000 units totally and globally, and this is really amazing. And we love Wizkid doing so well for himself. And also talking about Tems is enjoying the fame at the moment. Just recently she performed on the United States of America, a popular show which is called Jimmy Kimmel Live, and she performed one of the songs of our latest EP titled If Orange Was a Place. Congratulations to Tems, and also congratulations to Wizkid. In case you missed the event, this is how it went down when Tems performed at Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Her EP is called If Orange Was a Place. Here with the song Avoid Things, Tems.
Feel
stellar performance. I enjoyed every beat of the performance from Thames. Way to go, baby girl. And of course, I will always talk about Big Brother Naija. Yes, we're expecting that, right? Anyway, it's no longer news that White Money actually won the award, winning about 30 million naira in cash prize and over 60 million in other prizes. He got himself an SUV as well as a 2-bedroom apartment in a choice place in Lagos. But what is now news is a lot of us never really know how much is put into organizing Big Brother Naija annually. The organizers of the event officially announced that over 4 billion naira was spent in putting together Big Brother Naija Shine Your Eyes Season 6. 4 billion naira. Wow, that is really, really huge. And as if that wasn't enough, the organizers also announced that this year, fans actually voted about over 1 billion times. In other words, they pulled in over 1 billion votes. At the last week of the event, fans actually voted over 300 million times. Wow, I never knew we had such amount of voters in Nigeria. When it comes to election, you guys disappear. Anyway, congratulations to White Money and also to the organizers of Big Brother Naija Shine Your Eyes Season 6. And also, let me talk about Teen Wolf. For some of us who love movie series, especially series, you will know the popular series that make way back in 2011 till about 2017 when it went off the television. It was actually an MTV series. It is titled Lone Wolf. So for lovers of Lone Wolf, finally, the organizers and Paramount Pictures have actually announced that it is coming back to the big screen, but this time not as a series, but as a full-length movie. And they also announced that all the cast you saw on the series will be brought back into the full movie. I just can't wait for this because I am a huge fan of Lone Wolf. And also talking about something, I know a lot of women actually go through this and nobody gets to tell their story. And this one has to do with postpartum depression, the depression some women go through after giving birth. A popular producer, Nora Owolowo, has actually announced that she will be releasing a documentary documenting the lives of women who have actually gone through this process and have actually overcome it. You know, most times when women give birth, there is this general myth that women are always head over heel with their kids. They love their children. But in recent years, we've seen that that has not been the case. A lot of women go through a lot, physical and emotional roller coaster after giving birth. And this is what Wolowo will be documenting in this series. I just can't wait to see this because it is something we need to keep talking about. It's time for us to go check out the movie trailers for this week. These are the movies you need to check out on the cinemas or whatever streaming platform you love.
You did what?
We both know you are not going to shoot anybody.
Someone is dead? This is a nightmare.
Sister Sise and I are going to meet you tonight. We hand over the cash and we are done. We're looking forward to tonight. Everything is perfect.
The bag is gone.
There is a problem.
$8.4 million missing? The joke, Abby.
You weren't supposed to be here. A huge amount of money has gone missing in this hotel, and everyone is a suspect.
Who the hell is this? James? Who the hell am I?
What do? We run. You live, you die.
To be able to get into a room with you.
This is the network service of the NTA. We now join our outside broadcast crew for a live telecast. Please stay tuned.
As we remain standing, may I invite Venerable Dr. Rex Eze-Ofumba.
Welcome to AFAM in Oyibo local government area, the venue for the official flag-off of Oyibo Okoloma Road project, a project embarked upon by the present administration. NTA Network Service is here to bring you details of this live transmission. On behalf of the outside broadcast crew, I'm Kingsley Amajiri.
City walls, that he, being present today, may rebuild the city walls of Oyibo in Jesus' name. Father, we thank you for the flag off of this road, the Okoloma Oyibo road. Lord, we pray that this road shall be a blessing to this community, to the local government. Lord, it shall rebuild and revitalize the business of this zone. Lord, it shall be a blessing to the sons and daughters. Lord, your glory will shine in this local government and in River State. Lord, we say thank you. Make today a glorious day, that as we have gathered to receive your servant, that we shall also gather to receive your Son, the Messiah, at the final triumph. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, Yesum Ezenwa-Wike, CON, GSSRS, Power of Sports Africa, Governor of River State. Your Excellency, Senator Dr. Iyochia Ayu, the National Chairman, People's Democratic Party, and our special guest of honor. Your Excellency, Dr. Mrs. Ipalibo Hari Banigo, DSSRS, Deputy Governor of River State. Chief Mrs. Remy Kuku, Member, Board of Trustees, People's Democratic Party. Senator Samuel Ayawo, National Secretary, People's Democratic Party. Kamaldeen Ajibade, SAN, National Legal Advisor, People's Democratic Party. Priest Maud Kadade Suleiman, National Youth Leader, People's Democratic Party. Ambassador Desmond Akawo, Chairman, People's Democratic Party, River State. Your Excellencies, we also have members of the IPAC who have continuously identified with our developmental strides in this state and have given their desired support in building out their state. They include the State Chairman of Labour Party, ABGA, AA, APM, Boot Party, and YDP. The Right Honorable Austin Opara, OFR, DSSRS, former Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives. The Right Honorable Prince Chibudom Wuche, OFR, former Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives. Your Royal Majesties and Royal Highnesses here present, Chief Ferdinand Alabrabra, Chairman, Board of Trustees, People's Democratic Party, River State. Distinguished senators and members of the National Assembly, members of the River State House of Assembly, Secretary to the State Government, and members of the State Executive Council, elder statesmen, special advisors, Chairman, Oyibo Local Government Area, permanent secretaries, women and youths of Oyibo Local Government Area, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the flag-off of Oyibo Okoloma Road in Oyibo Local Government Area here in River State, to be constructed by the government of River State. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at this point, may I respectfully invite for the presentation of Kola, Eze Alex DK, Paramount Ruler, Okoloma Community.
Chief. due respect, Your Excellency, I have the permission of His Majesty as a SNWK, JP, the Honorable Committee 6, Chairman Oyibo Area Council of Traditional Rulers, to welcome you and your entourage and to present this kola nut. As I said, though the kola nut does not understand English language, as I said,
Can't you find out? Find out your account if you do any presentation. Account fast. You don't know where. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I now invite for the welcome remarks the Chairman, Oyibo Local Government Area, Honorable Okechukwu Akara.
Your Excellency, Chief Barasaye Somezo Onwike, CON, GSSRS, POS Africa, Governor of Rivers State, Your Excellency, the National Party Chairman of PDP, Dr. Iyocha Ayo, and our special guest of honor, Your Excellency, Deputy Governor of Rivers State, the Right Honorable Speaker, Rivers State House of Assembly, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, may I, on behalf of the people of Oyibo local government, welcome you to Oyibo on this auspicious occasion of the official flag off of the reconstruction of the 19.4 kilometer Oyibo Okoloma Road. Your Excellency, if my memory serves me right, some months back, we were in your office to pay you courtesy call. You did promise Oyibo people that you will fix this road. Today, as a Christmas gift, you are here to flag up the road. We are grateful. Your Excellency, this is in addition to so many other projects that you have executed in Oyibo. This road is very strategic to Oyibo, not just Oyibo alone, the entire senatorial district. Not just that, the people of Abia, the people of Cross River, and the people of Akwa Ibom State. Your Excellency, my people have asked me to tell you, thank you, Mama, Imene. We have nothing to give to you, but to pray God Almighty, who saw the problem of River State at a time and brought you to be the governor of the River State, to fix the infrastructural decay. Your Excellency, our prayer and our individual prayer and collective prayer is that God Almighty, who has been with you, will continue to be with you. He will provide a resource with which you will complete this road and so many other projects that you're undertaking in the state. Your Excellency, the people of Ndoki and Asa, we have a culture, we have a tradition. We have a rapper which we are known for. That is the Akrako rapper. The people of Oyibo has asked me to give you this, to give to our dear mommy, the wife of the governor of the state. Again, Your Excellency, we acknowledge the presence of the national chairman of our party. And so, they have also given me this gift to give to you, to present to our national chairman, that you take home and give to our dear mommy. Finally, Your Excellency, we are very grateful. We thank you We cannot, words alone cannot express the way we feel. You desire more thanks than I can express. Therefore, I say, God Almighty will continue to be with you. I wish you happy Xmas in advance. Thank you and God bless.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to thrill us with some beautiful music, may I invite Aloysius Mbata.
The stars are brightly shining. It is the birth of a dear Savior's birth. Long live the Lord in sin and error pining, till he appears and the soul felt its word. A thrill of hope, the weary voice rejoices, while yonder breaks a new, a glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angels' voices, a night divine, oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine. Oh, night, oh, night.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please can we put our hands together one more time for Aloysius Mbata? May I now invite the Oyibo Mass Choir.
Oh Lord, the God of real estate, art thou not God? We heavenly power. Oh Lord, God of real estate, art thou not God over all the earth? Thou rulest over all, thou rulest over all, thou rulest over all the universe. Save River State, oh Lord. Save our governor, oh Lord. Save our state, oh Lord. The mighty way of the might against our foe. Lord, please save River State. has put down the mighty from the seas and has exalted the humble and meek. He has filled the hungry with good things, and the rich he has set empty away.
Thank you very much, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Please, can we put our hands together for them? May I now invite the Ibekwe Ndoki cultural dance Oyibo.
The people of Oyibo local government area, they are situated at the boundary community, the share boundary with Abia State, and they are traditionally farmers. For these communities located along this stretch of road where this event is happening today, the reconstruction of this road will not only add value to their economic potential, but also reconnect them to the other parts of the state.
Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please can we put our hands together for Ipekwendoki cultural dance Oyibo. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please can we put our hands together for them as they dance out. Thank you very much, Ipekwendoki cultural dance Oyibo. Thank you very much. Thank you. May I now invite the Uke, cultural dance of Ndoki. for UK Cultural Group. Thank you very much, UK Cultural Dance Ndoki. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for the project description, may I invite the Honorable Commissioner for Works River State, Elokata Siamadi Esquire.
Your Excellency, the Governor of River State, our special guest of honor and National Chairman of the PDP, His Excellency, Senator Dr. Iyorchia Ayu, former President of the Senate of Nigeria, 1992 to 93, former Minister of Education, former Minister of Industry, former Minister of Internal Affairs, former Minister of Environment. Ovese Unachive. Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor, the Right Honorable Speaker, Your Excellencies, please permit me to adopt protocols previously established. Today we're here to flag off the reconstruction of Oyibo, Okoloma Road here in Oyibo local government area. Before I proceed to describe the project, may I, with the leave of His Excellency, share a small challenge confronting me after Monday's flag off. Recall that on Monday we flagged off the 27-kilometer Chokocho-Ibodo Road. The whole of Eche was agog as expected. To my surprise, the good people of Amuma local government, led by the honorable member, accosted me after I was done describing the project, and their grounds was that, as far as they were concerned, the road was for them as well, and that I failed to mention that they were beneficiaries, that they were equally jubilant and waiting to receive His Excellency, and so on and so forth. They even threatened to rename the project to make mention of their local government area. I simply apologized. We all smiled and went our separate ways. As if that was not enough, some friends from the southeast, residents in Port Harcourt, from Ngokpala, Isuochi, Umuahia, Okigwe, Enugu, called accusing me of not giving them the opportunity to celebrate His Excellency on Monday. That I was instead skewing the whole event in favor of my in-laws and brothers from Eche. What was their grounds? That they use the road as much as Eche people do. And such, they are co-beneficiaries. Yet I failed to afford them room to express their excitement and appreciation. I apologized again. At this point, I asked myself, hey, look, what have you done? Thankfully, things took a better turn when a friend from Auchi in Edo State called with so much excitement in his voice, asking if I saw 4 of his 60-ton trucks, trailers that passed by while the program was on. I know I saw several trucks, so I just answered in the affirmative for peace to reign, because I can't tell who owns which truck anyway. So he went on to speak on how the project would make things easier and better for his business, for his customers across the country, and so on and so forth. But he said one very striking thing. He then said to me, and I quote, "Your governor is a true brother's keeper. What he's doing is good for all of us. I beg, tell him well done." Your Excellency, well done, sir. To avoid being accosted again, please permit me to start this project description by saying that all the beneficiaries of this Oyibo, Okoloma Road, from neighboring communities, local governments, states, Akwa Ibom, wherever, I duly recognize your celebration and your happiness, so I can now start safely. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, this road is a 19.4-kilometer long project. When completed, it will be 10.3 meters wide. It will have 24 kilometers of drains. And it will be finished in 12 months. As usual, it will be built according to our minimum standards. Sharp sand filling, sand cement stabilization, stone base. You have the first layer of asphalt, binder. You have a second layer of asphalt, wearing course, and all the works. So I don't want to bore you with too many details, but it will be as good as the rest. This project, when completed, will, on one hand, undoubtedly save the people of this area and other areas a lot of money. Money they would have wasted on vehicle repairs as a result of constant wear and tear, long commute, and etc. And on the other hand, it will put money in their pockets by promoting socioeconomic activities. I can go on, but let me simply say one thing, that accessibility is the very first step to all forms of economic opportunity. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I now invite to give a remark on behalf of the contractor, Lubric Construction Company, Nigeria Limited, the Managing Director, Hadi Chehadi.
His Excellency, the Governor of River State, Chief Variste Nyezom Ezeno Wike CON GSSRS, all other protocol respectfully and duly observed. Lubric Construction Company Limited would like to express its sincere gratitude to His Excellency and the Government of River State for the confidence reposed in us in awarding our company the contract for the reconstruction of Oyigbo-Okolama Road, which is being flagged off today. Your Excellency, we pledge to your administration and the good people of River State that we shall diligently execute this project to specification and on time. As is our use practice, we shall work with all stakeholders and shall be counting on your full support to enable us to deliver this project to the glory of God. Once again, thank you, Your Excellency, for the opportunity giving our company to be of service to your administration. Long live River State, long live Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to give a speech, may I respectfully invite the Governor of River State, His Excellency Yeso Eze-Wike, Commander of the Order of the Niger, Grand Service
Your Excellency, our special guest of honor, former Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, four-time Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and by the special grace of God, the National Chairman of the Hope of Nigeria, the People's Democratic Party, Senator Dr. Iyachu Ayu, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of our state, the National Secretary of our party and other members of the National Working Committee that are here, Chairman of People's Democratic Party in the state, and other chairmen of other political parties that are here, Chairman of Elders Forum, distinguished senators, former deputy speakers of the House of Representatives, former ministers that are here, members of State Assembly, Chairman of Council, our dear women who are gorgeously dressed up today, members of Oyigbo Traditional Rulers Council, leaders of this party in the world to local government level, our women of Oyigbo, our dear youth, people of River State, most sincerely welcome you to River State
welcome you to our home state, welcome you to the state of the People's Democratic Party. We want to sincerely congratulate you for emerging as the national chairman. I'm sure after your emergence as national chairman, this is your first official work outside Abuja. We want to appreciate you for accepting to come today to flag off one of the most important roads in this state that connects other neighboring states. This is the second time we have invited you. The last time you came was to commission the road at the Parboard breweries. Today, you are here again to flag off this 19.4 kilometer road, Oyibo Okloma Road. Your Excellency, it may interest you to know that this road ordinarily should be or is federal government road. This road leads to the neighboring state of Abia State, and from there you can go to Akwa Ibom and the Cross River State. This road leads to Afam Station. I recollect when I was about to start the process of awarding this road, those who won the bidding for Afam Station came to me and said, look, we want to partner with the state because this road will help us a lot because of the Afam Station. And I did say, well, it has been the custom of most of Nigerian business people, when they make a promise, they most would not want to fulfill, except some few. So we told the company that we're liaised with the Minister of Works and that you can take percentage of the cost, and then we, the state government, will be able to take the remaining percentage. As I speak to you, the company has disappeared, and I'm not surprised. By the grace of God, we have the capacity to start and complete. We will not let any organization or any group of individuals to insult River State. We have our destiny in our hand, and by the grace of God, nobody can determine what the destiny of River State will be. So, we have awarded the contract to Lubri Construction Company, which is an indigenous company, and we have mobilized the company 40%. So it is not what, like the Commission of Work said, 12 months to 12 months, the next payment will be another 30%. And then by the time they get to 80%, we'll pay another 30%. And we are done. I believe by the grace of God, God keeping all of us alive, will invite you to come and commission that road which you commissioned, which you flagged off on the 22nd of December 2021. I believe by 21st, 22nd of December 2022, during Christmas period like this, you will have come back to commission this road. One thing I must give to everybody, I must tell Nigerians, when prominent Nigerians were invited by public officers, be it local government chairmen, be it governors, or whoever, invites you to flag off projects, please do us a favor to continuously ask us, that project you told me to flag off, how far? Is this still going on, or it's died like that? Because I don't know how I can invite the national chairman of my party to come and flag off a project, and I will not invite him back to come and commission that project. So you will know that we're not just playing games. Some people can invite president, commission to come and flag off 350 kilometers for 5 years, for 6 years. President will not ask them how far. of those roads I have flagged up. We don't do any project here that will last for 4 years, no. Every project here no project will stay more than 2 years. Not one will stay more than 2 years. So do us that favor. By when we get to next year, don't wait till next year. By the middle of April, say, Mr. Governor, how far? I will even tell you to come and inspect and see whether the project is still going on or not. Somebody called me this morning, said you don't have much time. You have not more than 13, 14 months. Why are you still awarding contracts? Can't you keep these resources and know what to do with it? I said, well, one problem you must face in future, don't make promise to the people and you refuse to fulfill it. Yes, we politicians, we may escape it every day, but one day will come, a day will come when people begin to ask, Mr. Promise and fail. I would not want to have that kind of name. I would want to say, Mr. Promise Keeper. You break a promise, you fulfill that promise. Money is not everything in life, but the happiness that when you come back to this place, Igbo, as the people see you pass, they'll be happy. They'll be calling your name, other than you making the promise to them and you're running away. When they come again, they say, why you people? Promise and fail. Fail, 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 fail. Do you want to identify with that? No. We in this party, that is not our motto. Our motto is promise and fulfill. And that's what we are doing today in this local government. And so we are happy, we are burnt. All the police stations here, we are burnt. Mr. Chairman, I want to say to the glory of God, I'll rebuild the courts, the high court, the magistrate court, and all the police stations here have all been rebuilt. During the answer protests. We are doing during the answer protests. As I speak to you, nobody, be it federal government or any agency, has come to support us on the discussions we had during the answer. But for me, as the government, you owe the responsibility. It is your responsibility. It is your commitment to your people that you must give them good governance. And so the courts, Oyibo people have lacked court here for over more than 1 year now. Now the court in Oyibo was sitting in Port Harcourt. So you can imagine where people from here will still be going back to Port Harcourt to file suits, to seek redress. That will be very, very painful, economically and otherwise. But now that the High Court is back, by the time it is commissioned, nobody will leave the Oyibo High Court and the Magistrate Court to begin to go to Port Harcourt. So these are the dividends of democracy that people may not understand, that the traffic to take you to Port Harcourt alone, the inconveniences, it's not something you can quantify. So for us, Oyibo people have no excuse to say we have abandoned them. Can you say that again? Can anybody know Igbo say that they have no any effect of River State government under PDP? No Igbo can even say that. We will have done our own. We ask federal government to do their own. Do you understand? You know, I when people say, and people say, oh, River State government, you have money. I say, may God continue to make us have money. It is your prayer that those who say we have money, may we continue to have money. And may we continue to use the money for the good of the people. So if we have money, ask us, what are we doing with the money? We will tell you, Oyibo, Kromaro, maybe so. Maybe so. Ask them that place. All the loans, where is it? They should point the Port Harcourt already to come next year. I need to come next year. It will come next year. Our own has come. You are waiting for next year. Next year is a political period. From January to June, politics starts, don't you so? We know the system, so don't hope again that anything will come from them to you. If it doesn't come now, it will not come. And the year has ended, is it not? So we're happy. And that's why we pray that National Chairman, that God is this period has given you this opportunity to lead our party, which Nigeria is anxiously waiting. Nigeria is anxiously waiting. Nigerians are tired of this special purpose vehicle called APC. It is not a party, it's a special purpose vehicle, arranged by some businessmen to achieve some business concern. Now they have achieved the business concern, everybody has disappeared. So I have told everybody that cares that now the opportunity has come. PDP must not make that mistake. And Mr. Chairman is under your leadership. One of the reasons why we fought without any apologies to anybody anywhere, why we must have a change of leadership in the hierarchy of the party, because we knew without leadership of the party come 2023, we're all going to be doomed. And it was clear. And some of us rose and stood up and said, no, we will not wait. It doesn't matter whether the person is anybody from River State or not. What is important for us is for PDP to have a good leadership, to fight for the change of leadership in this country come 2023. As long as the chairman, like I told you in your state, when you did your Thanksgiving, I've said that River State since 1999, we have always supported PDP and will continue to support PDP. This is one of the few states, at least in this country, that denied APC of having 25% spread in 2015, 2019. We did it, and we'll continue to do it. No more APC, no more, no more, no more, no more. No more APC, no more, no more, no more, no more. No more APC, no more, no more, no more, no more. You have to take this opportunity that God has given to you to see how you can bring the expected positive change. And you're starting in a good note. I want to continue to appeal to you not to relent, not to be distracted. You know me very well. If you're not doing the right thing, I have access to television, I have access to newspapers. If I come in Wadata, they say I'm not around, I will go and talk there. Your name is Yahweh. Your name is Yahweh. You are a miracle working God. Your name is Yahweh. So that does not mean that we don't like you. In fact, when your close friends or those who are pure supporters criticize you, then take it as a challenge. Don't take it as something is going wrong somewhere. I believe I have access to you. I believe I will call you privately and say, look, things are not going on well. I believe that I will give you the opportunity. It doesn't matter how many people will come to talk to you about me. I do not care. I do not care how many people, be it former senators, be it present senators, be it BOT members, be it government, anybody can do anything. Come and tell anything about the wicked. I will do the thing I'm supposed to do. Because we have no other political party other than People's Democratic Party. I have nowhere, my people have nowhere to run to. We have nowhere. And so we will not allow anybody to allow this party to die. Some people have where to go to in the night. We have nowhere to go to in the night. It's only the People's Democratic Party we can go to. I have no house to run to in the night. I have no anywhere that they will off the camera or light. I will go where they will see me both in the night, both in the daytime. And that is why we will tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. I'm not afraid of any election, be it direct primary or indirect primary. I'm completely in charge of the affairs of this state. And so nobody can lobby me to say, support us for direct primary. I have no business. If you want direct election based on direct primary, you are here. If you want to do direct primary, we're here. If you don't even want to do anyone, we're here. So some of us from this state, we are not worried about the fight between the legislature and the executive. No, we're not worried. If you want to do it in Benue, we're there. We will still win. Any way anybody wants to do it, we will win. So we're not like people who are worried. And nobody can intimidate me, can force me to do what is not right for the people of the state. Nobody. And that's why you see that scam in my state about those who want to be governors and this and that. What I've told them is to go and do their consultation, but nobody should consult to national chairman. Nobody should go and consult national chairman. Nobody should consult the NWC. Do your consultation here, because it is the people here that will vote. If I see any of your legs in NWC going to meet them, you will tell me what you are looking for in that NWC. I'm telling you now, if I see anybody, either in the dream or in reality, you are talking with NWC, you will tell me what is NWC that will vote in River State. So look at the people you are consulting here, they're all here. Go and consult them. If they agree, they agree. So, National Chairman, tell them not to consult you. Your own is that you are the father of the party. You will make sure they bring the names to you, and then you forward to the Independent Electoral and National Electoral Commission. So I'm telling most of you now, senators, members of House Representatives, because if we are in Abuja, don't go and form that your block there. If you form your block, the block at home is bigger than any other block. But at the end of the day, you see how we'll do it and come out. Our state is not like any other state where you see posters everywhere. Because when you bring your poster will send you out. So what we are doing now is consultation. By the time you finish consulting, nobody will tell you whether you want to run or you don't want to run. By your consultation, you know whether, my brother, should I go ahead? I should not go ahead. And let me also tell some of you who may not know. I did not tell you to go and buy cows for people. You know, politicians now, their eyes are open, their hands are open. As you go, they say, my brother, I think you are the most qualified. As you leave, he puts it down. Don't fire, you most qualified. They collect your cow, or they tell you, waka. Some of them come to me. Some of them come to me. In fact, one of them came to me that one of them brought one bottle of Glenfiddich, 30 years. I said, I should have told him that what you collect is 50 years. Don't take 30 years again. Let him give 50 years. So you can see the man has collected Glenfiddich of 30 years. And he has come to tell me. That means that the man doesn't want you. There's nobody that don't come and tell me. So people will think that, I don't know. I know everything that's going on. There's not one thing anybody does politically that I don't know. I've told everybody that, look, I don't know how God gave it to me. I don't know. If it is power, God, may you continue to keep that power in me. How I say like this, I know what people are doing around me. How people are plotting against me. Before, when I see them, I laugh. I say, well, how are you fine? Have a drink with me. That means I buried you. You know, so just like I've told people, it's only God. Pray that that same God who brought me should also bring you. The way God fought for me should also fight for you. But if you are the one that God will not use to move to push this state further than where we are, may God never break you. If you're a politician that you will stingy, that will abandon, that you will not know there are politicians, may God never even, God should not even allow you to think about it. If you are the politician that will divide the house that was built, or your boss will be the one that will divide the house, may the day you are thinking about it, forget it. God will only bring somebody who means well for all of us, who will build the house better than we find it, and not who will bring the house backward. We will not allow that. So now, As they sweet you, they sweet me to know so. As all of us they enter the Mercedes bus, you that is coming also provide Mercedes buses that all of us will enter. Not so. Not when it is that time now. You say no more Mercedes bus. So this is very clear. So check your conscience. Ask yourself question. Am I prepared for it? Am I prepared to defend PDP? Am I prepared not to go to Abuja when they call me to sell PDP out? And one governor that will stand all the way. Even if there's no governor in PDP, and one governor that will stand to the last. No, I'm one governor that will stand to the last. And one governor that will never accept any intimidation. And that's why I like Mr. President when he said in Turkey that when he goes, he's going back to his farm. And two of us are living the same day, May 29th, 2023. So, as Mr. President is going, as Mr. President, we have gone, let me go back home. While you are going to your farm, me to have my own farm. Let me go to arrest. So, I don't know why people are afraid of what they will do to them. We all live. We all live. But even as we are living, we must search our conscience. Have we done well? I would search my conscience. Have I done well for the people of the state? As I'm living as a governor, can I walk along the street without fear? Am I going to carry platoons of soldiers when I'm going to see my father? Certainly not. Certainly not. I'm going to go. I will be walking on the streets, and people will be calling you. Not you looking left and said that whether they will come to attack you. Nobody will attack me, not one. Because I have done, I have promised, I have fulfilled. So my conscience is clear. Anybody who doesn't like it, let him go and hang himself. I have done well. You know, when you write the exam, you pass. You don't need anybody to tell you pass. You know you pass. If you have distinction, it's written there. So I don't want anybody to tell me I've done well. I know I have done well. Because the result I'm seeing, I've done well. So anytime I go home, I can, as a baby girl, come, give me a kiss, I've done well. I've not brought shame to you. I've not brought shame to you. I've not brought shame to the family. I have brought respect because of what we have been able to do. Through your support, through the prayers of the people of the state. So I'm very happy. That's why I can do this in any day. Tomorrow we are flagging off construction of my state court. This is Christmas period. We need to be resting. But God knows that we are doing the work He sent us to do. So God will not be angry. As we come back for the next, for the new year, from 2nd of January, we'll start again commissioning. Mr. Chairman, sir, let me on this behalf invite you to talk to people of River State and flag off the Oyibo Oklahoma, 2.4 kilometers to the Union of God. Thank you very much.
Almighty Father, we are the glory. To you, Jesus, we are the honor. To you, ancients of days, we are the glory and adoration forever. Almighty Father, to you, we are the glory. To you, Jesus, we are the honor. To you, ancients of days, we are the glory and adoration forevermore.
Your Excellency, the Governor of River State, my brother, Nelson Wike, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of River State, the State Chairman of the party, People's Democratic Party in River State, National Assembly members here present, members of the National Working Committee who have accompanied me here to perform this very important exercise. Our royal fathers here present, and thank you very much for the cola you provided. I had a beautiful share of it.
the people of Igbo Okoloma, who are the direct beneficiaries of this very important project, and other communities that are around. All other protocols observed, but special thank you to the media for the coverage of this exercise, which is very important to educate Nigerians on what the People's Democratic Party is doing. Your Excellency, I thank you and the people of Rivers State very, very sincerely for the support you gave us, you gave me to emerge as the national chairman, and you gave all my colleagues in the National Working Committee, you and your colleagues, the governors, and other critical stakeholders in the People's Democratic Party. We promise that we'll do our best to reposition the party to make sure that it has a fighting chance, not only to maintain control of Rivers State, but to return the party to its winning ways across the country, so that we will be able to move from 13 governors to 28 governors, which we had in 2007. It may look difficult, but it's not impossible. Where there is the will, there is the way. And the People's Democratic Party is prepared to expand its base, not only in control of states, but in control of the National Assembly, and ultimately also the return to the villa in Abuja, where we shall put a president of People's Democratic Party extraction. We promise you, as a member of the National Working Committee, to do our best. And we believe our best will be good enough. We don't want to say our best is not good enough. No, our best must be good enough. Secondly, let me thank you most sincerely for inviting me for the second time. The first time I was here in June was to commission one of the very important roads around the brewery, Pabo Brewery. It was an impressive work. It opened up the community and enhanced the economic life of that particular area. Today, we are not just in the heart of Port Harcourt. We are slightly on the outskirts of Port Harcourt to flag up a 19.4 kilometer road. This is how it should be. Governors should not just concentrate in inner city areas and forget those people who work hard to get them elected either in the suburb or in the rural areas. They too are part of your constituency. And I'm very proud that you have done just that. I'm not only proud of the governor of Rivers, but I'm proud of all PDP governors. Every single PDP governor within the resource base of his state has been trying very hard to make sure that the people get the dividends of democracy. We are different from the other party. The other party, most of the governors take power as a joke. How on earth can a governor leave his state and become a party chairman and live in Abuja without making any effort to develop his state? Who is developing his state? I believe such action does not take into consideration the people who labored to elect such a governor. How can a governor of a state take 19 billion naira and go and hide in a bank account? We are in a state where he has not paid salaries, he has not been able to do any positive development by way of hospitals or road construction or anything. How can a governor, and all these governors I'm mentioning are from the other party that daily vilify the PDP. No PDP governor has hidden 19 billion naira in his account. The little they get, they are busy making effort to develop their own area. I can tell you, in my own home state, I come from Boko local government, the local government then of Chief J. Starker. There were 5 roads for years. They were not constructed. If you go today, all those 5 roads have been asphalted and the people are very happy. Our state in Benue is a poor state, but the governor is making every effort to make sure the dividends of democracy are extended to the people. The PDP, I'm proud to say, I was a foundation member of this party. If you count the first 5 or 9 people who started what is today the PDP, I was there. I participated at every stage in developing the philosophy, the vision of the party. Our emphasis was on development, that democracy should return. We fought to remove dictatorship from Nigeria. And I'm happy to say that the party has existed for the last 23 years, consistently as an organic political party, bringing about development to our people. Our party is about development. And I'm happy if you go around River State today, nobody is in doubt that PDP as a political party is about development. And I'm happy to say that if you go around Port Harcourt, which I used to visit, and it was a gridlocked city, today there are over 15, 20 flyovers all over Port Harcourt. The city has been opened up. It is connecting to the neighboring communities, which explains why this particular road is so important, because it radiates from the heart of the city and goes out and connects to neighboring states. This is what development should be doing. And I understand this road should have been done by the federal government that is borrowing money all over the world and is doing nothing substantive with that money. I am happy the governor has challenged the federal government to show us Nigerians exactly what they are doing with the money they are borrowing all over the world. Because as a party, we paid off during General Olusegun Obasanjo's presidency nearly all the commercial debts, over 30 billion debts. We paid part of the debts. I was part of the Federal Executive Council at the time. The debts were paid off, and Nigeria was almost debt-free. We did that precisely because we wanted a situation where we would not be taking most of our money and be servicing debts. Today, if we had built on that legacy, there would have been no reason for Nigeria to be going around begging China to borrow. This country is very, very rich. And I promise you, Nigerians, that when PBT returns to power in 2023, we will still clear all these debts. We don't want to be a debtor nation. Your Excellency, you've touched on very important issues, internal party democracy. Thank God I have always been a Democrat all my life. Thank God I come from a university teaching background where we encourage even our students to criticize us. All PDP people, do not worry. This party will promote internal party democracy. If we do something that is not correct, talk, shout like Governor Wike, who is ready to go to the newspapers to shout. We want all our leaders to shout when we go wrong, but we also want you to shout when we do the right thing. Praise us, encourage us. Do not keep quiet when we are doing the right thing. Encourage us so that we will be proud. We say, yes, we are doing the right thing, and we will strive to do more of the right thing. I want to assure you that under my leadership of this party, if there were any malfeasances in the past, or people doing things that were undemocratic, such things will never happen again. Any state, because we believe in democracy, we believe that the will of the people must prevail. Any state that democratically elects anybody and the list is forwarded us, it is that list that will go to INEC. Nobody's list is going to be altered. Anybody in party headquarters who attempts that, if you attempt it and it comes to our knowledge as a national working committee, you will leave party headquarters. There is no career in PDP party headquarters. So if you make that mistake, the very day we discover it, we'll make sure you leave party headquarters. There will be no alteration of list. The people's will must be made to prevail. And I'm happy you made it clear that whoever will succeed you, the decision must be by the people. I have made it abundantly clear that no individual can deliver a state, not even Governor Wike. If the people of Rivers do not rally, that includes the leadership, if they are not working on the same page, Governor Wike cannot deliver the party in Rivers. The people deliver PDP because the leadership are working together and they are carrying the people along. In every state, we want our leaders to work as a team. We want our leaders to listen to the people. We want our leaders to energize the party at the base. In the wards, there should be regular meetings. In the local government, there should be regular meetings. And in the states, every time I come to Rivers, I'm always happy to see at least 15 to 20 party leaders meeting in Government House with Governor Wike. That means the party is together. There has been relative peace in this state for a long time. I believe it is that peace that is bringing about development plus the vision of the governor. In many states, there is no peace. And it is the responsibility of the federal government to create a peaceful atmosphere. If you go today in Katsina, there's no peace. In Sokoto, there's no peace. In Zamfara, there's no peace. In Borno, there's no peace. In Yobe, there's no peace. In Kaduna, every day, 30 people are killed, 40 people are killed, 70 people are killed. Even during the Civil War, we didn't find this type of situation. PDP is the only party that can arrest this kind of carnage that is going on in Nigeria. And we have a responsibility to work together. We must, as a political party, put all our differences aside, work with fellow Nigerians, and make sure we remove this incompetent and no conscience political party. It's really not a party. Is coming, and Nigerians will see a difference. We did it before, we will do it again. On this note, Your Excellency, I want to thank you finally for looking after your people well, and to invite you to join me so that we will now flag off this road, which I will be returning here on 21st December 2021 to commission the road. You are a talk-and-do governor. So I have already booked my ticket back to Port Harcourt for 21st December 2021. Thank you, and God bless you all. 2022, please.
The national chairman of the People's Democratic Party and the special guest of honor making way to officially flag off the reconstruction of Oyigbo Okoloma Road project for the people of Oyigbo local government area of Rivers State. The project, we understood, was last reconstructed before the current dispensation. I mean, since the return to the current democratic rule, it has been remedial works on this road. This is the first time a deliberate effort is being made on this road to reconstruct it and give the people a sense of belonging. In the last couple of years, residents and the inhabitants of this part of the state have been navigating to the city center through a neighboring local government area of Tai. In the next 12 months, when this road would have been completed, there will be a sense of belonging for those who are engaged in agriculture, of which produce from this local government area will be easily moved to the city center. Oyigbo local government area, of course, have also benefited from the various projects of this administration. Not far distant from this location where we are is the cassava processing plant, which was also cited by this administration in this local government area. The hopes are high that the Nyesom Wike's administration has indeed impacted positively on the well-being and the welfare of the people of Oyigbo local government area. Expectedly, the people of this local government area and the adjoining communities and states will be better off with the completion of this project. We gather that within this community, we sincerely thank you for staying tuned to your television of choice, the Africa's largest television network service, the NTA. At this point, we will now be returning you to our network studios. On behalf of the outside broadcast crew, I'm Kingsley Amajiri. Good afternoon.
this week on Executive Discuss.
For me, loyalty is 100%. There's no 99.9% loyalty. And loyalty is not only when things are going on smoothly. Loyalty to me means walking in when others are walking out.
People always try to protect themselves from danger. When one sees a car coming towards his or her direction and speed, one runs away from such danger in order to be safe. Safety is the responsibility of every person. At home, safety precaution is key, as most fire incidents are caused by careless usage of home appliances like electric cookers, pressing iron,